Hi, I'm Jeff Mowatt, here with another customer service tip, and this time I want to talk a bit about accent reduction when it comes to interacting with your customers. For over 30 years, companies have brought me in to work with their teams on how to strengthen their relationships with their customers. One of the things that we find frustrating, not only for customers, but also for frontline employees, is where there's a bit of a miscommunication. And sometimes that happens when employees have strong accents where customers have to work hard to try to understand them. And unfortunately, if customers have to work hard, they may just take their business somewhere else. So there may be times if customers are asking, "Pardon me," or "What did you say?" or "I'm having a hard time understanding you." Well, that's an indication that our accent may be hindering our connections to other people, not just customers, people in general. Je sais bel et bien que c'est difficile d'apprendre une autre langue. J'étais né ici en Alberta, où il n'y a pas beaucoup de personnes qui parlent français. I understand that it's difficult to learn another language. I mean, I was born in Alberta, where there's not a lot of people who speak French, and my parents are not French. So I picked it up a bit in school. I took the standard Canadian French language lessons that you'd learn, only to realize that I was hopeless at it. When I went to Europe and tried to speak it, I was terrible. So when I returned back home, I was determined to improve my French language skills. In Turkey, there's an expression that when we learn another language, we gain a soul. So there is a lot to be said for learning another language and mastering that other language. And so as much as I have learned enough to be conversant in French, but it's not good enough from my perspective for me to deliver seminars in that language, because I talk a lot about precision in language, and that's just I'm not good enough at it. That said, heavens, there are so many resources we can use to improve our language skills, many of which, right on YouTube, for example, all kinds of accent reduction tips for people that are free. Now, the problem with that is that, oftentimes we need more practice with pronouncing, enunciating. So other resources are things like Rosetta Stone, Berlitz language lessons. There's community colleges or private providers. All of those are good ways to start. One of the ways that I really improved my second language skills was I took an adult education class, but then when that class ended, I went up to the instructor, Jean-Paul, and I said, "Hey, I'd still like to practice this. Would it be okay with you if I just took you for lunch once a month and we spoke in French and you can correct me?" And Jean-Paul was like, "You're buying? Formidable. Allons-y." I was like, "Okay, let's go. Great." So that was a great way of really improving my skills. The point is to practice it. In some cases, there may be the challenge of, "Oh gosh, I don't want to spend money on these." Well, that's a false economy. The truth of the matter is, in North America, other than Quebec, and even in Quebec, where it is bilingual, I would encourage you to learn to master your English language skills, because when you do, it's going to enhance your hireability and your promotability. You're going to be making more money. So anyone who thinks that they're going to save themselves and the family some money by not taking English language skills is fooling themselves. It is an investment in your future, and I would encourage you to do it because it is money well spent. Well, I hope you find that to be helpful. And if you like this video, I think you're going to love my tips. You'll find them for free at jeffsbusinesstips.com. See you next time. À la prochaine.